So your first obligation right now is to your business and not your community. Welcome to this coffee talk on optimizing your studio in a post-COVID environment. We're going to spend a few minutes diving into how to maintain studio profits while we still may have capacity limits in place. So my name is Kristin Abel with Kristin Abel Consulting. I'm a mind-body certified business consultant. I also am a brick and mortar yoga studio owner. I'm based in Katy, Texas, which is a little suburb of Houston. And so just like many of you, I am working diligently to move my studio from what really was an awful 2020 back into a place of profitability in 2021, so that my studio, just like you, can continue to offer the really amazing transformative services that we offer to our clients. So the struggle is real. We know that offering classes that are not profitable certainly is not optimal, right? But we're playing this balancing act right now of trying to offer as much as we can to keep our studio membership happy, but also not offering so much that it's really squeezing us on the cost side. We need a clear line in the sand about when to add and cut classes so that those decisions are easier to make without getting emotions tied up in it. We need really clear metrics of profitability. We know that all of our classes and services need to contribute to our bottom line these days. And what ties all of that together is this mindset around our profitability. We really need to be laser focused on making decisions that allow our business to be profitable. So your first obligation right now is to your business and not your community. And I know that may seem a little counterintuitive, and it certainly is not always the way that we look at how to run our businesses. But right now, think about it. If you can make the right decisions in your business today that allow you to pay yourself, pay your bills, pay your staff, and that's all working like it should, that's going to let you have the freedom to make some of those really amazing decisions and add new programming that ultimately supports your community. So it's not that your community isn't important, it's just not where your primary focus needs to be right now. So how do we take care of this? Step one, you need to know really clearly your studio expenses as well as your studio needs. So that's rent, payroll, insurance, all of those things that you spend day to day to run your studio. But I want you to add on the taxes that you'll need to pay in your studio, and also include the amount that you're going to take back out of that business for yourself as profit. So often this is not the way that entrepreneurs run their businesses. They pull out for themselves whatever's left over after the bills are paid, and there often isn't as much as we would like. But if you build that profit number into your expenses and then set your pricing and your sales accordingly, you're going to have a little more money left over for yourself. And that's kind of the name of the game here. So again, your studio expenses plus your profit, that's the studio revenue that you need. That's the number we're going to hone in on to set our pricing, set our programming, help us make decisions on when to add and cut classes so that we can get ourselves back to profitability. I call that number our sales target. So your profit plus all your studio expenses, that's the sales target that you're after in your business. We want to use that number and help us to calculate our total revenue need per class. We want to calculate the revenue of our group classes as well. And you can use your sales by category report from your MindBody software here, or the equivalent report if you're using another reporting package. We also want to use our attendance with revenue report. That's going to give us the information on the average amount that we earn per class and also per client. Those are going to be really important numbers to know as well. So let's do a little example here. Let's assume that our sales target, what we know we need to bring in to cover our costs and pay ourselves in a month, is $6,000. We've got 50 classes a month on the schedule, and right now we're averaging 6 clients in each class. So that's 300 total visits in our studio in a month. Let's presume that the capacity in the room right now, perhaps limited, is 10 clients, even though we're only seeing 6 right now. So that means that our total revenue need per class is $120. All right, so we need $6,000 is our sales target. We've got 50 classes a month on the schedule. Our total revenue need is 120. But in this example, our group class sales revenue is less than we need. It's running about $3,000 a month. So that means that our total revenue earned per class is $60 a month as compared to the 120 that we need. Our average revenue per client per class comes in at $10, but the average price that we need per client if we were at our 10-person capacity is $12. So what does that mean to us? That means that today, with 6 people in the room and 50 classes a month on the schedule, needing $6,000, we need $20 per person per class in order to hit our sales target. So what do we do with that? It's time to start making decisions. But first of all, if you haven't done this yet, you absolutely need to dive in and update your pricing. It was really common even pre-COVID for boutique fitness to have their offerings undervalued as it was. So this is a great opportunity to dive in and increase the value of your classes. So if your attendance you think is still going to equal 6, like in our example, the pricing needs to be set to bring in $20 per client per class. So your middle of the road membership needs to be set up so that each person attending class is paying about $20. And then your drop-ins would be higher if you've got some unlimiteds or some multi-class passes. Maybe those are priced a little bit lower, but you're going to need that average number to land at right about $20 per client per class. If you think your attendance can creep back up to maybe 10 or so, back to that capacity limit, maybe even above when those limits get lifted, then you can set your pricing somewhere between the $12 and the $20 per client per class, as long as you have the cash or have a little bit of cushion to wait for attendance to start to ramp back up as you start to retain your new members. So dive in and update your recurring revenue to meet the sales target per client per class. So we know that recurring revenue are the key to getting ourselves back to profitability. They're the key to knowing how much money is going to come in each month. So update those recurring membership prices to allow you to get to your sales target. So what else can we do? Now you can rank your classes by revenue per class. So there's a really neat report in MindBody. Other reporting software will have a similar report. The attendance analysis report in MindBody is going to show you by class, and it can rank the classes. So you can see which classes are your most profitable and which ones are your least. Makes it really easy to make decisions about what can stay and what needs to go when you look at the chart in MindBody and see where your classes have landed. So really profitable classes, see if you can replicate those. Maybe you can offer that same class with the same teacher on another day of the week. If it's a really popular Saturday morning class, maybe you offer it in the next hour if you think you can fill up that class again. And then your underperforming classes that are at the bottom of that chart, go ahead and take them off or change them. Don't let emotion get wrapped up in, oh, but it's your favorite teacher, or this handful of students really like the class. If it's underperforming and it's costing you money, make a change or take it off. So in summary, the keys to getting our business back to profitability, you absolutely need to increases to your clients. If you haven't done it already, you need to dive in and take care of that as soon as you can. You also want to reduce your costs as much as possible. Your rent costs, if you can have a conversation with your landlord, certainly reducing payroll, which you may be able to do if you scale back on your classes a little bit. Absolutely remove your unprofitable classes, and then do what you can to maximize additional revenue streams as well. Maybe you've built an on-demand platform. Maybe you can do a little more marketing to get people more interested in your live streaming. Maybe you can start to beef up your retail, right? Are there other things you can do to begin to add a little bit more profitability back to your studio? So I love this quote from Warren Buffett: price is what you pay, value is what you get. And as studio owners, we often get really tangled up in the price of our offerings, and we look and see what our competition is doing or what feels right to us, and we're not giving enough credit to the value that we are providing to our customers. And when we acknowledge that there's tremendous value in what our customers are getting from us, it can make us a little more comfortable in setting our prices in a way that allows us to make money at our businesses that we love doing. So keep that in mind. Thank you so much for your attention. And once again, if you have any questions or want to dive into some of this and get a little more help, I would be happy to work with you one-on-one on issues in your brick and mortar business. My contact information is here. I can be reached at kristinabelconsulting.com. You can email me, kristin@kristinabelconsulting.com. Thanks so much.
Hey everybody, Jessica LaChance here. Do you want more business education for your fitness studio or wellness business? Subscribe to our YouTube channel or our email newsletters, and we'll see you here soon.